Hello everyone, my name is Fakadu Kananisa and this is your second course. The name of the course is Learning Management System, and we had taken the first course, which is a general introduction of Learning Management System. This course is extension of the previous course. Again, while the first course gives you the meaning and the history of online learning in general, this course especially gives you the basic concepts of learning management system and technologies. Let's begin with LMS. What is LMS? You probably see LMS in several situations where you have an online learning technology context. LMS is an acronym for Learning Management System. LMS is the final melting pot where we organize all the digital contents we have designed in various sources. When we say digital contents, it might be videos or tests or audios or any other things which can make up the online course. So you can design different parts of the course in different technologies, but finally you have to bring everything to the learning management system and put and make it available for students to take the course, to take the exam, to see their grades, and to have a social kind of interaction like the forum, for example. This is what we call it learning management system. LMS could be on-premise or on cloud. When you say on-premise or on-premise, you will install the software of the learning management system in your own local server and you will administer it yourself. When you say cloud, you don't have to administer, but clouds like Amazon Cloud or Oracle Cloud or Google Cloud or Microsoft Cloud, or we have Salesforce Cloud. We have plenty of clouds. You can have rent a space or lease a space, a server space, and they will administer from behind and you will just worry about your courses. Now, whether you have an on-premise or on-cloud learning management system, the learning management system administrator has to control everything which is going on in your college or in your learning management system portal. So a university or a college or a company who would like to give online courses or trainings can select among the many kinds of technologies which supply for learning management system. Let's see some of them. Moodle, Canvas, Camilo, OpenEdX, Totara, and these are some examples of open source technologies. And we have also Blackboard, Adobe Captivate Prime, Docebo, LearnUp on LMS, InquizQ, MindFlash, iSpring, Talent, and so on and so forth. There are many others which are proprietary. When you say proprietary, it means you have to pay a certain amount of money to get the software. But if it is open source, as long as you have the coding skill, you have the technology skill, you can get the course code for free, the technology code for free, and install in your server. So Moodle is one of the most powerful and widely used open source learning management system, which is used by millions worldwide. If you go and check online, you'll see how many different kind of courses you can see. Let's see Moodle. So if you see moodle.com, you will find what the company is doing and how many people are using right now Moodle and what they are doing. So you can read here. Right now at this moment, we have about 213 million users worldwide within this time frame. And on the same portal, Learning Management System, there has already 26, more than 6 plus. It's over 26 million courses are already developed, and there are 164,000 sites over 214 countries, which means Moodle is everywhere. That's the largest and the most powerful learning management system technology. By the way, our university also uses Moodle. That's one of the technologies. As you can see, many other companies depend on Moodle for their online technology or their online university or for their companies' trainings. So it is unbeatable. It's going very strong and very fast. So let's go back to our discussion. LMS is Moodle is one of the most powerful. I've already said this one. So let's go to the next one. This page summarizes the different technologies available today in the market. You can choose one or more of these technologies, but I can tell you most of them are very, very expensive unless otherwise you pick one of the open source technologies. So let's go to Moodle. Moodle is an acronym for Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment. That is an abbreviation, the kind of acronym for this. This is a name which is given for the technology. Moodle is free online learning management system. You understand what it means by free? The code, you can get the code for free, but you need to have a technical skill to use the code. If you don't have technical skill, it's not a problem. There are hosting companies, they can charge you some amount of money. It's not as such expensive as long as you have hosted it, so you can use it. But you'll be limited in terms of number of students, number of server spaces, number of courses, and so on and so forth. But if you get the code and if you have your own software development team or web development team, they can install it for you. That's perfect. You can do anything with that. Moodle is maintained by the Moodle project, which is led and coordinated by the Moodle headquarters, led in Australia. Moodle is originally developed by Martin Dugiamas, and now still he is the CEO of the company right now until this time. Moodle is financially supported by a network of over 80 Moodle partner service companies worldwide. So they give the Moodle headquarters some amount, like 10% of the revenue for the company, so that they can help people, and the money which they get from these kinds of services will be reinvested for development and updates or new versions and infrastructures as well. Moodle releases and fixes and updates every 6 months. This is really very good. Now currently they are working on Moodle 4. The latest one is 3.9. So they have developed this software over 20 years. Without open source and generous gift of Moodle, it would have been very expensive for developing countries like Ethiopia to implement online learning system. Okay, so let's see the core features of Moodle. Moodle is modern, easy to use interface. It means when you say easy to use, it is easy to use for teachers to develop the course. Again, it is easy to use for students to take the course. You don't have to have a very sophisticated technical skill either to create a course on Moodle or to learn from Moodle. Indeed, the knowledge you need to develop a course should be much deeper than the knowledge you need to learn from Moodle. Moodle has a very personalized dashboard, which means every student will have his own username and password that is personalized. With his dashboard, nobody can check out what he has there, what he has done or what he hasn't done, and nobody is going to take or check his courses except authorized people, including his professor. His professor could have access to his course and his grades, but others, nobody can get it. The other one is collaborative tools and activities. With learning management system, including Moodle, by the way, most of them are similar. For example, Blackboard. Blackboard is a proprietary product of Moodle. Previously, Blackboard was working with Moodle, but finally, due to some financial argument, Blackboard has separated itself and become proprietary company, and Moodle continue to be open source. But at the baseline, whether you buy Blackboard or you buy Moodle, they can provide you, of course, the same kind of portal. So both of them, or every learning management system, including Moodle, has a collaborative tool and activities. This means they have forum, for example. The teacher can post a question and the students will participate on the forum. They will post their ideas. They can send chat messages. Other students also message to the other student what they feel about the context, the content. So everyone can work on the same portal. And also we have plenty of activities like database activities, wiki activities. We'll see it later on our next course. It has also all-in-one calendar. In this calendar system, students will not worry about the exam dates or any other events in the university. They will find it just on their dashboard. It is also convenient for file management system. So teachers can put different kinds of file for students in a secure way. If they want to put them a textbook, they just can put and they can get access from their dashboard, or books or journals and anything and everything which is personalized for the student or for that particular course will be put because of it is convenient file management system. Everything is in one dashboard. You don't have to go here and there to get your courses or your materials. It is simple and intuitive text editor. It means for the teacher or course creator, they can simply put whatever they would like to put in the text editor and publish it. Students will immediately access it. It has a very beautiful features. And it has also a notification feature. This means if there is anything, the teacher doesn't have to email for every single student. There is a notification system where the teacher can go and put the message. For example, he might say, students, we have a forum discussion tomorrow or next week on Tuesday by 1 p.m. If you just write this and send it, it notifies for every single student, whether they are 10 or 100 or 1,000 students can get instantly. And there is a track progress feature. It means students can see on their dashboard how many percent of the course has been completed and how much they are left for or left with. This is the track processing features. So let's see the other element, which is the standard and interoperability of the LMS. All learning management systems, whether they are proprietary or open source, has standard and interoperability feature. It means, for example, Moodle meets international standard of educational technology tools. It means if you have the course designed in one technology, you can transfer it to Moodle or any learning management system without a problem. There is a standard. Interoperable by design means Moodle is designed to enable integration of external applications and information into a single LMS platform. Let me give you an example. As I have already seen in our previous course, there are plagiarism detection technology that is Turnitin. Without the international standard or the interoperability feature, you cannot integrate the plagiarism detection technology to Moodle. Even there is another new technology coming tomorrow, then that technology can be integrated into the existing system because of the standard nature of the LMS. So Moodle is compliant with the following international standards. It is an open source initiative, so it follows every standard which is given by the open source initiative. And it is IMS certified. That's the United States company which certifies educational tools and technologies. And the SCORM is also a platform or a package which allows to transport or to export learning contents from one source to the other source without a problem. For example, if you design your courses in Adobe Photoshop, that's okay. In Adobe Captivate, you can design it, and without problem, you can simply upload it or export it to the Moodle learning management system. That's because of its standard nature. If it has not been standard, if you'd like to design your courses in Adobe, then you have to host from Adobe company. But the beauty of learning management system standard is wherever you design your course, you can bring it and insert it to the learning management system without a problem. And there is also a feature of open badge system. Open badge system is the learning pedagogy or the pedagogy of online learning is known for its issuing of badges. Badge means a kind of pictures which usually given for students when they complete some segment of the instruction or the lesson. It might be at the end of the course or at the end of the chapter or at the end of activity. It encourages students to do more, and that is an international phenomena, and Moodle is ready and integrated open badge systems in its system. How about the educational philosophy? The educational philosophy of Moodle is very simple and straightforward. It says the design and development of Moodle is guided by social constructionist pedagogy. What kind of philosophy is it? Of course, there are plenty of pedagogical philosophies or educational philosophies, and among others, we have social constructivism, and we have constructionism, and we have others as well. But we'll see what it means by constructionist pedagogy. When they say social constructionist pedagogy, let's see what it means by constructionism first. Constructionism asserts that learning is particularly effective when constructing something for others to experience. It's a kind of learning by doing. For example, if you produce a slideshow or a PowerPoint slideshow for some course or for some presentation that explains these concepts, then it is very likely you would have a better understanding of that material because you do it. You learn it by doing. You learn it more when you construct it. This is a philosophy. And the social constructivism especially has a social aspect, which says constructivism into social settings, wherein groups construct knowledge for one another, collaboratively creating a small culture of shared artifacts with shared meaning. So Moodle simply doesn't accept constructionism alone, but it takes constructionism and it also takes social aspect from social constructivism, and they come up with social constructionist pedagogy. This is beautiful. It helps or it allows students to work by himself or herself. At the same time, it promotes the social contexts, social meetings through forums and discussions and wikis and databases and glossaries. There are plenty of activities which you'll see later on in our third module that Moodle provides for students. So with all these social tools, Moodle can provide students an environment where they can learn by doing independently, at the same time by interacting socially. This is the general philosophy of Moodle. So let's see the online teaching methodology. Moodle or learning management system follows a methodology that is online teaching methodology. For teachers who has already taken pedagogy courses or teaching methodology courses, they are familiar with these concepts. But there is a little difference between teaching methods in actual classroom and teaching methods in virtual classroom. Online teaching methodology is a broad concept that includes the system of developing very attractive and standard digital contents, presenting on the LMS portal, and supporting students so that they will develop the intended knowledge, skills, and attitude. A very, very comprehensive. You have especially has the responsibility of developing the course or designing the course and presenting the course. You need to design it first. You have to think what kind of method is really become very attractive for my students to master the concept without getting bored. Because online teaching is very, very difficult because students are not there. You have to create an environment where students feel like the teacher is there by including several kind of activities, by making it attractive. So this is entirely when we mean by online teaching methodology. Remember that a methodology, the teacher has a responsibility to trace or to include these three elements: knowledge, skill, and attitude. So let's go to the learning management system. Learning management systems are designed according to acceptable pedagogical principles and known e-learning industry standards. So that is also another important element that an online teaching methodology demands. If you don't understand the learning management system, and if you don't understand why and how they are designed, then it is very difficult to use the LMS to teach your course. So to be effective in teaching, then you have to understand the fundamental principles of learning management systems. Some of these features are embedded in the form of drivers or plugins, like we've seen earlier, SCORM, IMS content package, and most recently we have H5P. This is a kind of portal where you can design your online courses and bring the courses back to the LMS. So teaching methodology is not about developing your skill of presenting a lesson. It's beyond that. Teaching methodology or online teaching methodology includes making yourself familiar with the learning management system and other technologies which help us to design online courses. So if you have these two elements, then you are good. Let's see, for example, how it looks like H5P and how we can use it for designing a course. We're not going to the detail, but we can simply check it out what it looks like. So we have H5P. Okay, so this is a very nice website. So let's see. Yep. So you can simply go to h5p.org and you will find this application. So you need to create an account. After you create an account, you can start designing your course. So simply click it, getting started with this. So if you don't want to buy, they have already a pricing. If you want to use for a company, you have to pay them money. If you can't pay, you can simply try by creating free account and you'll find it interesting. So the whole idea is to save your time. The H5P is a portal which helps us to design online courses and then export to Moodle or other learning management systems. The system is integrated with several other tools. You can see here. You see? H5P is integrated with Canvas, Blackboard, WordPress, and so on and so forth. And Moodle is also here. Because we are using Moodle as a learning management system, if you can design any courses in H5P and export it with H5P or .h5p document, then you can simply integrate to Moodle. That is very, very important. So you have to make yourself familiar with some of the technologies. And also we have another technology which is very, very widely used. It's called Adobe Captivate. So Adobe Captivate, this is what it looks like. So you can go to Adobe website, and then I think they will charge you some amount of money. They will not give you for free. But if you buy the software, you can download it or use it on the cloud or on your desktop. It is very beautiful. You can design very, very wonderful courses, online courses by paying some amount of money or downloading or getting software on your desktop. And finally, all the courses, wherever they are designed, whether they are designed on H5P or they are designed on Adobe Captivate, you have finally to bring them back to the Moodle. That's why we say that is a melting pot. So we have also standards for course design at Paradigm University. I think as teachers, you'll see it in detail in your team members manual. It's already explicated and given there. So let's go to the other important element. Learning management system works with courses which are well designed and produced in different technologies, such as the technologies we have seen earlier, Adobe Captivate or H5P and so on and so forth. So what is instructional design? Instructional design for face-to-face classroom is a little bit different from instructional design for online classroom. Instructional design and online context is a process of careful planning, production of interesting and quality digital contents that are ready for LMS. Remember that the final melting point where we present our lessons is LMS, the Learning Management System. So you can produce like 10 or 20 or 30 or hundreds of different contents, digital contents in different technologies, but finally you have to bring them and organize them in the LMS. Instructional design may be done either using LMS or one of the following digital content production tools. So, by the way, LMS, Moodle, for example, itself has a set of activities which you can design within. You don't have necessarily to design it somewhere and bring it to the LMS. The LMS, the Moodle itself has its own features, its own activities, its own resources that you can use and create courses just on LMS. But some of the technologies, for example, video production or video lectures should be recorded somewhere else and imported to LMS. But some other activities, for example, quiz or assignments or wikis or databases or glossaries or many other activities should be done and could be done just on the LMS. So instructional design involves one, your pedagogical knowledge and skill, which is about how to present your lesson effectively, how to change students' behavior, how to change or how to impart your knowledge, skills, and develop attitude in students. The whole pedagogy is one element. Plus, you need to be familiar with the major LMS system and related technologies which are listed below. Let's see some of them. The first one is Open Broadcaster Software, OBS, or Screencast-O-Matics or related screen recording tools or recorded your video lessons. This is very, very important because we need to make interactive courses. If you want to create interactive courses, we have to use some technology. For example, I am recording this lecture by using a screencast-o-matic technology. I can show you that how it looks like. You simply go to Google and screen-o-matic, and finally you will find the company. That's a screen-o-matic screen recorder and video editor, and go to the website. And this is a very wonderful website. It can either give you a free exercise that you can record your video just by presenting your lessons from your PowerPoint, and it records your screen and save it in MP4 file or VCL file, whatever you like, and finally export it to the LMS, Learning Management Portal, and associated with or included with your PowerPoint slides, your questions, final exams, activities, assignments, you will produce in a standard way and present it to the student. But if you like to record yourself or your lectures, this is really a very good technology, it's a recent phenomenon. So many people probably prefer to do this with Adobe Video Editor. So if you have the software of Adobe Video Editor software, that's good, you can use that. If not, you can use video creation software like Screenomatic. I have already an account here, so if you don't have account, you can create your account. If you have account, you can go to your account. Otherwise, you can click it here and start creating or exercising free. And also, Open Broadcaster software is another technology. You can also try this software and see how it looks by creating digital courses online. So the same thing, you have to go to the website and check it out, and they can give you a free trial or you can buy. You can design very, very wonderful courses. You can edit your courses. You can include anything you like, and finally save it in the format that we need to LMS and bring it to LMS. That's the melting pot. And also we have Adobe Captivate. It is a very powerful technology as well, which helps you to do instructional design. So you can check it also, what it looks like by Adobe Captivate. It's a bit expensive for Ethiopian market, I guess, but I think there are plenty of softwares out there in the market. You can get Adobe video editing software, install it in your computer and try it. So let's go back to our lesson. You need to have an up-to-date Moodle LMS portal. I say up-to-date because technology is not stagnant. There is a new technology every single day. So at least you need to have a minimum of 6 months updated software, or at least a year, 1 year updated software. So the system administrators in university should be aware of the release of new versions, and they have to update their systems every time. So it's not like a one-time process. You don't have to only download once and start. No, it's not like that. You have to update it now and then every time. You need to have a high resolution camera. I think that's better. Sometimes you probably need to record yourself while you are lecturing and present it to the students because it makes more live. Students will be more attracted with your presentation if you are there. So to do so, probably it's a good idea to have high resolution camera. If you are using one of the latest version of smartphones like the iPhone 11 or the Samsung 20G or something like that, they have a very, very wonderful resolution. So you don't have to have extra camera. You can use those to record yourself and bring it to your Moodle or LMS. And finally, image and video editing tools. Sometimes after you record your video, you probably feel like you need to cut out some part of the video. If that is the case, you need to have the video editing tools. So in general, these are the extra technologies you need in addition to the learning management system to make your course complete or to have a very perfect instructional design. Good. So when we see who design a course or an online course, especially a very formal course like a university course, whether it's undergraduate or graduate class, there should be an involvement of different team members to bring a very quality online course. Some of these are: number one, the subject matter expert. The professors is a very important element in the course development because he is in charge of the content. He is the one who can bring the most up-to-date knowledge in his discipline. So the professor has a responsibility to design the course according to the course description or the syllabus or the curriculum, and he has to design the course material, whether it's a book or journals or articles or a combination excerpts from different sources, or if he would like to write up a handout for students, everything is up to him. Again, it's up to him to design PowerPoint slides for every single lesson in every single chapter. It is the responsibility of the professor to prepare examinations, quizzes, tests, and final exams. Both formative and summative form of evaluation mechanisms is for the teacher. It's also up to for the professor to record a video lecture and bring it to live to the students, or probably audio lectures. It is his responsibility to organize a set of assignments or group activities or forums. So the very large part of the course design is taken by the professor. But he's not alone. There are other elements, other team members who will be in assistance for him in any way he would like to support. The first one is the learning management system administrator. This is a person who is not usually in contact with professors, but it's behind the screen, behind the scene, because it is the one who is in control of the learning management system, the servers, the database backup, and so on and so forth. Because the IT system is very, very complex. Every item which is produced every day should be backed up because there are human-made and natural disasters. In case something happens, students should not lose what they work. The instructor should not lose their courses, and there should not be any mess. Because of that, the learning management system administrator, along with the system administrator, has to back up every day or maybe every week. It depends on the schedule of the university or the IT department, but they have to back up every time. In case there's something wrong goes on, they have to go back to their backup and resume from their backup. The other one is producers. Producers are another members of the instructional design team. Their goal is they will suggest the best way to present. It is just like producing a film or a movie or a documentary. For a person to produce a documentary movie or documentary film, the producer should be there. They know how to manage that, how to organize that. So there should be a producer every time. In some cases, if the company is smaller, the professor or the LMS administrator himself might act as the producer. But in a very wider context, there are producers which have specialized in video production. And also there are script writers. The professor might write a kind of script to be recorded, but sometimes if the professor is not gifted that way, then he will give the content and based on that content, script writers will write it so that it is very suitable for recording, and they will record it or they will narrate it. So narrators are individuals who read what is given in the script to present the lesson which is originally designed by the professors. Photographers and cameramen are also another important element. As I've already mentioned, if the professor would like to record his live lecture, then it is the photographer or the cameraman he's gonna take or give him help to record high quality professional videos and bring it to the LMS. In some cases, the professor might record himself. If you have a tripod, you can use your own camera or your own cell phone to record your lecture. Or sometimes some schools or some universities have an inbuilt camera in the classroom, so everything is recorded. So the professor doesn't worry about recording his lecture because everything is automatically recorded. And what's important, he has to select from his recordings and bring back to the team so that they will make it more attractive and presentable. And also photo and video editors, same thing as we already seen. All the photographs or cameras should be edited in some way. If they are very long, should be cut out, or there is something wrong, or the audio is not audible, they have to edit in some way. And we have also language editors. If the product is already done in a very, very perfect way by the professors, so this supporting team may not do a lot. But in some cases, if they have to do a lot, we probably need a language editor who is in charge of editing everything, whoever has done it. And finally, there are pedagogical experts who give advice on the best way to present a particular lesson. So this is a team of instructional design, and always in any context, in any university, the professor is not alone while designing online instruction, but is a teamwork. And this brings us the end of our lesson, and I think we've done. Thank you very much for listening.